Welcome to a live demo of the Celona end-to-end turnkey private 5G network. Before we begin, let me introduce you to the different components of the solution. Celona has SIMs or eSIMs for the private network. Celona also has the access points. We have the indoor, the ruggedized outdoor, 4G, 5G. We have access points in the full 3300 to 4900 spectrum, N48, N77, 78, and N79. We have the Celona Edge, which is the converged 4G core, 5G core services, all running on the Celona Edge platform. We also have a lot of microservices, including IP services and also Spectrum services running on the Celona Edge. And the entire operations from the SIMs to the AP to the devices can all be managed in the cloud, day 0, day 1, and day N operations. Now, let me show you the components of the live demo here. We have the tablets, the Zebra tablet, the Apple iPhone that's connected to the network. We do have a partnership with our ecosystem of partnership, which includes Digi, Zebra, and Apple. We have an AP22, which is an indoor access point running on N78. We have the Celona Edge with the 5G core services. And we have the Celona Orchestrator running the day 0, day 1, day N operations. As you can see in the Celona Orchestrator, you have an edge. It's an edge cluster with one single edge node. We also have the access point that's up and running here on the orchestrator, and then we have a device that is connected to the live network. As you can see, the experience of the site is pretty good. The device is ranked by the site experience. So if you go into the sites, let's create a site. Let's assume that we are creating a site in Germany. For example, Munich, Germany. So we go to Munich. So the moment you enter the address, it tells you what spectrum is available in Munich. So right now, as you can see, it is N78, and the spectrum that's available in Germany is 3700 to 3800. You can actually select a channel within the full 100 megahertz or 40 megahertz or the full channel. So you click on the edge that you want to assign to, and the technology select, and then automatically all the access points that you have in the account will actually pop up here. And you can actually assign one or many access points to that specific location by just clicking on it. And once you click on it, you create it. So the entire configurations get pushed down to the edge and the APs. And the private network is up and running in less than 30 minutes. Whether it's 1 access point or 10 access points, it's pretty much the same thing. Now, let me move on. Let us look at the edge cluster, the edge, which is running the Celona core services. There's a system level information for the edge. It actually gives you the full details, the cluster level details, the devices that are connected to the network, the throughput of the devices, the CPU and memory utilization, the top talkers, the throughput. We have a simple feature called the external IP domain, where you can actually take that cellular network and add it to an enterprise VLAN, so that you can actually map it to an enterprise VLAN and then have a complete end-to-end network segmentation in an enterprise. Let's take an example of an enterprise device, a camera. Cameras may be connected to a Wi-Fi network, and cameras may be connected to a cellular network. So since the cameras that are on the private network would be connected to a cellular network, we want to make sure that the enterprises have the complete end-to-end network segmentation. So with the external IP domain, with the Celona's integration, you can actually map the cellular network constructs into the private network by the VLAN. So all your cellular network cameras could be injected into a VLAN 10 by bringing that integration right here. And so what actually it gives you is, it provides you the integration in your cellular network, in your Wi-Fi network, and a complete end-to-end network in a corporate enterprise network. Now let's talk about a proprietary technology called microslicing. The goal of microslicing is to provide SLA, enterprise level SLA to a device, to a group of devices, but very importantly, down to the specific application or in a device. It's very simple to create in the Celona Orchestrator. All you have to do is create a microslice. Let's say we are creating a microslice for a camera. uh, camera, and we want to apply a streaming video to that camera, or streaming video to microslice to that camera. You can actually select a device group, so meaning you can actually have one single camera, a bunch of camera in a camera device group. You can also have automatically detect the camera application by adding a new application. So in this way, you can actually detect the applications by the destination server, the destination port, and apply all of them into a microslice. And once you create a microslice, that microslice configuration, which is created in the Celona cloud, automatically gets pushed down into the edge and into the AP as well, bringing an end-to-end SLA for your cellular network. And then by mapping it into a VLAN, you're bringing a complete end-to-end network segmentation in the cellular network as well as the enterprise networks. Now let's talk about the devices and the lifecycle management for the SIMs. So if a customer has bought one access point, he gets 20 or 40 SIMs depending on an indoor and outdoor access point. So when you buy the subscription, automatically all the SIMs will be on the inventory, and in the orchestrator, you can actually just click on it and select one single SIM or a bunch of SIMs, and then activate it to a specific edge cluster. So it's as simple as, from a lifecycle management, you can activate SIMs or deactivate SIMs from the Celona orchestrator by a single click. Either you can do it at one, or you can actually scale it with a bunch of it. Celona has SIMs, eSIMs, or a scalable way to deploy SIMs or eSIMs through a mobile device manager platform. So we support JAMF, we support VMware, Microsoft Intune, or multiple platforms. So right now here at the demo, what we have is a VMware MDM platform, and we have tied the EID, the embedded ID of the device, into a Celona eSIM ICC ID manually. You can also do it automatically. And then we are creating that profile and pushing the profile to the Celona orchestrator, which in turn pushes it down to the Celona Edge and the AP. So what you actually see here, the Apple device that's up and running live here is an MDM eSIM profile that is pushed by an MDM tool live into it. And you can actually see the network, the device is connected to the network. So I also want to show you the access point that's up and running live in the network. So as you can see, the AP22 that's running up and running. It is running on the 999 PLMN. The spectrum that's available here is 3300 to 3400. So it is running 100 megahertz, the full channel, and up and running with the devices that are connected to it. As well, you can see the antennas are internal antennas. And you can actually see the devices connected as well as the throughput on the devices.